Me, 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 me.
Okay.
Hello and welcome
baby
to the
bubby
Regulation
bunker.
Podcast. It is episode 15. I am joined, as always, by Geoff Ramsey, Gavin Free, Nick Schwartz, and Eric Bedour.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
That was a great intro, Andrew. I'm doing much better now. You caught me in
That
my
was
vocal
great.
exercises.
Yeah,
and
you
just launched
inspired
into
me
it.
with the vocal exercise. Everybody quiet.
Okay.
Eric needs the floor.
Andrew, how many hot dogs does the moon weigh?
Oh, you immediately, you thought, once again, you're trying to catch me in a Gavin move.
I'm not trying to get you. This is the first thing. I have notes from last time. That is
Okay.
what.
Fair
that's
enough.
what's going on here.
Fair enough. We typically do it before we record, and we didn't do it that time. That's fair. I believe that. I got it, Eric. I got the hot dog math. Let me put it in the chat right here. I screenshotted it. I did my due diligence. I counted. I rounded. I analyzed some dogs. Corn dogs are not hot
Counted
dogs.
and rounded.
We did all the math. Here is my hot dog math. You can tell me, Gavin, over or under my overall thing.
Oh, I have to remember that. Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, you're the hot dog
Oh,
moon
look
guy.
at the
so
what the fuck.
40
This
dogs is
Also, it says sogs.
40 dogs is 5 pounds. 400 dogs is 50 pounds. 4,000 dogs is 500 pounds. 40,000 dogs is 5,000 pounds. 400, blah, 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 it's a lot. I ended up with 5 quadrillion pounds of dog.
Way low, I think. I'm pretty sure of it.
Oh, okay.
I think it's incredibly
I'll go back
low.
in the lab. I'm going to keep on this.
How? Why is okay? You've written sogs. You've underlined one of the results.
I don't know how I did that.
I want to see. Can I see some of your work from school and how it was marked? I guess you were homeschooled, right?
No, I listen, I'm sure I got some elementary reports around. I can find them. Which do you have a specific subject you'd like to see?
Maths.
See, I always hated math because I had to show the work, and I just thought that was dumb. It was just wasting everybody's time. Just let me put the number down. If the number's right, just accept it. Just be happy with it. Why do we got to show all this research?
That's a good point, Andrew. It's not like you had to show how you read the word. You know, it's like, first I started with the letter M, and I read that as in my head, and then I said ah, and then so I put nah, and then I added a T and an H, which made a different sound than just a T, so it was like a so I put it all together with math. Like, we don't do that.
No. And I get the idea being you're establishing that you understand the concepts correctly, but I just felt like we're wasting everybody's time. Why am I showing this? Just take the number.
Wrong.
What's wrong?
The number.
What? No. Oh, yeah, my number's wrong. Yeah. Number back in third grade,
cool.
though, you fucking nailed it. Number was right.
Immediately. What was wrong? What you did? Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I remember this being a big issue with division, especially. I was ahead of the curve when it came to division of fourth grade. I was top of my class when it came to getting the concept of division.
You've been dividing since third grade.
Listen, it's just fourth grade was when we were taught division. I don't know. It came natural to me. I was really good at it. And it used to annoy me that I would finish ahead of everybody else, but I'd still have to show the work every time. Just let me put the number down. It's not hard.
But surely sometimes you did need to write it out to figure it out.
It was really basic division in grade 4. So now some of it was just like you just do it in your head. Why am I having to write out this basic equation? We're wasting ink. We're wasting paper. What are we doing?
This has reminded me of a moment from school when I was in maths and I was sat next to my friend and we had to plot some stuff on a graph. And to do that, we had to pick some like arbitrary thing. Like, I think I picked like Jimmy ran 10 meters in 500 seconds or whatever. And my friend was like, he was struggling to pick something. So he called the teacher over. He's like, I don't really know what to do. And the teacher was like, well, what do you think you want to put as that? And he said, well, I don't care really. As if to say, like, I don't mind. And the teacher went, well, you should care, and sent him out. He was gone for the rest of the lesson. And I was so unjust. He just kicked off for no reason.
Do you think he still thinks about that?
No, I bet he doesn't. I would
Just
also be sitting next to him, and then I would suddenly like hear what sounded like someone pouring water on a book, and it was he used to get nosebleeds all the time. It was so Just suddenly so much blood. Oh. I love unlocking a memory. I haven't thought about that in probably 2 decades.
Oh, that's great. I had that with Josh Hartnett movies today. I was doing a thing where I had to remember Josh Hartnett movies.
And they gave you a nosebleed?
No, it just didn't unlock Josh Hartnett memories that I didn't know I had. I forgot the Black Dahlia movie was a thing. I was really struggling to think of a Josh Hartnett one-word movie. And as I was going through... Yeah, I put in Trapped and I was so fucking mad. It was what prevented me from a perfect game. I put in Trapped instead of Trap. I felt like an idiot. Real dumb. But it brought me... I laughed really hard at... I never thought about how funny Halloween H2O's title is, because I've never seen it written out fully. Like, it is so clearly like they had an argument of what it should be called, and it's just to look at Halloween, the full title, Halloween H2O in brackets 20 years later. They're like, somebody was like, nobody's going to get what H2O means. They're going to think it's water. They're not going to get us 20 years after the first one. We have to really elaborate. It is so unnecessary how large that title is.
Does water come into the plot?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
Not that I
think it is
remember.
just because
There's
the
fan
whole
fiction.
title is Halloween H2O : 20 years later.
Yes.
So no, didn't have anything to do with it.
Why didn't they just call it H20?
Then I think it sort of loses the punch of H2O, don't you think?
Well, H2O is completely irrelevant.
I think we might be saying the same thing. I agree with you.
All right.
It's a bad title. Can you name another Josh Hartnett single word title outside of Trap? Couldn't do it. I felt like I was going
Faculty?
deep. I was going, nah, it's
That's
two
two.
words.
It is the Oppenheimer. Duh.
I didn't see Oppenheimer, so I missed that one. That was the top
Okay.
answer. You're pretty good at this, Eric. You're gonna become my phone a friend now.
What I was just thinking about what I saw with him in it, Just don't, Did you see Trap? Did you watch it or no?
No.
Okay.
Is it out?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if it came out yet. I guess it came out on Friday, didn't it?
I think
I knew it was either last week or this week. 2 weeks ago? Came out 2 weeks ago?
At the time of this recording, it might have been out 2 weeks ago, maybe.
That movie made no money then. Nobody's talking about Trap.
No.
I really wanted it too. I was mad when you got it as low as you did. I was like, I thought this would go higher.
I mean, I just saw Trap. That's why I got Trap.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah.
Can I
what?
have two.
Oh my God.
What's this conversation about?
I Trap, apparently. I don't know what happened.
What do you mean? What? Elaborate, Gavin. What are you confused about?
Well, didn't you already know that he'd seen it? Didn't he just say that?
Well, I wasn't sure if he was kidding. I was just confirming. I was doubling down.
Yeah, I'm kind of like
clarifying.
I'm like the original prankster of this podcast. I'm like telling you guys I saw Trap. but I
No,
didn't
let me
mean it.
clarify. It's like when somebody says, I haven't seen The Godfather, and then they go, you haven't seen The Godfather? Like, it's a natural. I was surprised. Because I know
Okay.
Eric hates M. Night Shyamalan. No, he's not an M. Night guy.
Hate's a strong word, but I might feel it more strongly after watching Trap.
See, that might be on me. That's how I felt you felt about him. So that caught me off guard. So I was like, oh, what? Really? You saw that? I have two questions.
Yep.
2 questions about Trap. Spoilers for anybody that cares about Trap. I'm curious about the twist.
Okay.
When I saw the trailer, I had 2 thoughts. One, does it turn out that he is not the intended killer that they're trying to trap?
No.
Okay, well, never mind. That was, dang, I was really betting on that. I thought I cracked the code when I watched that trailer. I was like, I think it's the guy that he's got in his basement.
Yeah. That's what everyone said. They're like, oh, I bet it's like his daughter. No, it's him the whole time.
Is he a
Okay.
ghost?
Nope.
Oh, must be out.
Is he a robot?
Is he
Nope.
a lady in a lake?
Nope.
Mm.
Is he an alien?
It really doesn't have a twist.
Oh.
Is he a
That's
plant?
the twist.
It is. I mean, I'll tell. I'm not gonna spoil the whole thing or whatever. The first 2/3 of that movie are stellar. They are so good. I was gripped, edge of my seat, was out loud going holy shit, I really like this movie. There is something that happens 2/3 of the way through that movie, like at the beginning of like the third act, that take it off a cliff so hard, I don't know that I can
I'm so
recommend the
excited.
movie to people.
I can't wait to watch it now.
So do you think if I left 2/3 of the way in, would I come away thinking, man, that was good?
I would, and you would go like, man, I wonder what happens. It's what happens sucks so much shit, and it's fucking stupid in a way that makes you go, what was the point of this? It's such a bummer because I love the premise and Josh Hartnett is so good and it just falls off a cliff. It's stunning. It's staggering. It's like you just go, I've never been tricked by another human being on earth more than M. Night Shyamalan. Like in my life.
But not in
Terrible.
the way he wants to trick you.
No,
Yeah.
in a way where I go, dude, this might be the one. And you watch it, you go, holy shit, dude, he did it. And then you keep watching it and you go, this motherfucker did it again.
And then you'll watch a movie like The Visit begrudgingly because you're like, I'm not falling for another M. Night Shyamalan movie. He's done this to me before. And then you watch it and it's fucking awesome start to finish. And you go, oh, he's
I don't
back.
know.
That's a great movie. The Visit's a great movie.
He tricks people, like the stuff with like The Visit where it's like, man, he did this for like no money. Pretty cool. Dude.
I think you're in that village, Geoff. I think you're getting tricked by the world around you. The quality of the village.
The Village was not a good movie. I know. I
No.
saw it in the theater.
The
The
Visit-
Visit was a good movie.
Oh, I see. I was hearing the village. That was
No, I don't give a shit
Once
about
again.
the Village where the enemy was a hole in the ground. No,
Yeah.
The Visit.
I was-
Well,
listen,
about
I
a
was-
girl
I was-
who goes to visit her grandmother and grandfather.
What about The Happening? You guys big Happening heads?
I never saw it.
Terrible trash.
It's weird. It's a weird watch. I watched it recently, probably like 4 months ago.
It has the funniest scene in it where Mark Wahlberg negotiates with a house plant and then he goes up to it and then touches it and he goes, oh, fake. And it's a fake house plant and you go, what are we doing with our time? This is a waste of my time.
That's the one where they had the meme where he goes, "What? No."
Yeah.
Right?
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Increasingly slowed down every time you watch it.
I've seen that 1 million times. I've never seen a second of the movie though.
Yeah.
What's interesting about that is it is all on Mark Wahlberg because I watched Signs and then I watched The Happening and then I watched Signs, and Signs has so many identical shots to The Happening where it just feels uncomfortable and the camera's kind of floating while the character looks absently, and it works with Mel Gibson and it does not translate at all with Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
It just comes off very awkward and dumb. Where there's something with Mel Gibson where it feels more like this character is puzzled and or troubled by what is happening. Nick has takes about Signs.
Signs is a good movie and it's enjoyable until you really think about what the weakness of the aliens is, being water. And they came to a planet that's mostly water.
That's like 90% water.
Right.
I know we all mocked them for that. Imagine how embarrassed they were when they realized that. Like
Yeah,
they,
exactly.
they clearly didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good point.
Can you imagine if they walked by the party and it was raining during the party? It's like, well, movie over.
It's like when you go to the doctor to get a procedure and they go, "Are you allergic to penicillin?" And you go, let's find out. I don't know. Maybe aliens were like, "What do you think that blue shit is?" And we're like, "I don't know. Let's find out." Don't like it. Don't like it.
I would like to imagine it was like Interstellar where they shot like pods to like 15 planets to determine the best one. And there's just one guy they blame. They're just like, fuck, Roy did not. The scanner. Roy, you're bullshit. We all died.
Also, it doesn't matter what they do in that fucking cornfield town that they live in to fight those aliens back. They're just going to all hang out in the desert in like numbers of billions, and we'll just never be able to go to the desert again.
Yeah.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
Do you
lizard
think-
style, hell yeah.
That Super Soakers had an increase in sales after that movie came out.
If the movie had been better, I bet they would have.
A lot of people saw it. Though. People like Signs.
they love it.
But Signs is a liked movie. It's a well-received film.
It was a decently received film.
I think if we looked at it critically, I think people liked it at the time.
Didn't War of the Worlds also have aliens that couldn't live on Earth?
Yes.
Well, it's yeah. But
Because
that
of
was just
germs.
like,
Yeah, germs killed the aliens in that one.
It's the same thing that happens to me when I go to Austin. I get it. I relate to the aliens. I'm not acclimated for all these sick people.
Man, while we're talking about movies, I have an a bit of an embarrassing, one of the more embarrassing things that's happened to me in my memory, unfortunately, happened to me the other day at a movie. I took Millie. We went and saw Deadpool versus Wolverine, or Deadpool and Wolverine. I don't even know what the movie's called. Deadpool, Wolverine. And which, by the way, a pretty good movie. I enjoyed it up until the part where I couldn't pay attention to the movie anymore because I had my head in my hands for 90 minutes. But
what happened?
Well, Millie and I went. I booked the tickets late, so we only had like two. They only had like 2 seats in the second row, like in the middle. So we were like right up on it, which is fine, except it's a big theater at Alamo, is at Mueller, and so like there's a bunch of rows behind us, and we were like an hour in, and it's been hot lately, so I've been thirsty, and so I got ordered a Diet Coke, and if you get the Alamo Drafthouse, for people who aren't familiar with the Alamo Drafthouse, you get a soda that's somewhere larger than a plastic Pizza Hut cup, but smaller than a Gerpler. It's a 20 plus ounces of soda will come at you in this plastic cup, though. And so I downed one, knowing I'd probably have to piss 3 times in the movie, but I didn't care. I was so thirsty. And then I decided I wanted more, and so I got a refill because, hey, you can do that at the Alamo Drafthouse. And the guy came, and he dropped my soda off, and I'm sitting there watching the movie. And you know the part where they go underground and he meets, I don't want to spoil this movie for anybody, but he meets the other cast of characters on that desolate planet, and they start to introduce each other. Well, right about when that happens, when he's meeting the one dude that wears sunglasses, I set my drink. I took a sip of my drink with a straw, and I set it down on the table in front of me, flat. But for some reason, it turned to the right and started to tip. And as loud as I've ever said anything in my entire life, because it was pure reaction, I said, "Oh, no. And I tried to grab it with my right hand that had just set it down. And instead, I punched it into my neighbor's lap. And it was full. And it was a guy sitting next to me in a pair of shorts.
Oh, no.
An adult man on a date with his wife or girlfriend with just a pair of khaki shorts on. And I dumped somewhere between 20 and 30 ounces of water. 20 to 30 ounces of Diet Coke directly into his lap. And then the cup bounced off his dick and hit the ground and went, and the entire theater went, and not because of the movie. And then Millie goes, "Oh," and then she started laughing as loud as a human being can laugh. And she did it for 10 straight minutes. And I looked at the guy, and he looked at me, and I just had some napkins, and I put them in his lap. And then I realized I was trying to sop up a guy's dick and with napkins, and I'm like, "Here," and I just pushed him in his hand, and he's like, "I got it." And then I'm like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so I don't know what happened. I'm so sorry." And I'm just speaking at full volume because what else are you gonna do? Like, the whole theater stops to let us have this exchange. No, nothing's happening on the screen anyway. It doesn't matter. And so I've got like 180 people watching this conversation, and I'm like, "I'm so fucking sorry. Please let me buy your dinner. Let me buy your drinks. Can I buy you a beer or something? Let me pay for your tickets." And he's like, "Nah, man, it's okay." And he's trying to be nice about it, but he's sitting in a puddle on those leather seats or those faux leather seats. And
how much of the movie is left at this point?
90 minutes?
I just love the idea of him like eventually reclining his seat and you just hear like a shitload of liquid, like a waterfall coming off the back.
He never did. I just gave him all my napkins and I apologized profusely, and he smiled, and his wife said it was okay and they were nice. And then I just put my head in my hands for the next 90 minutes. I listened to most of the movie. I watched a little bit of it. Every once in a while I'd look up, but mostly I just like sat there with my head in my hands, horrified. And then I thought, like, I can't leave before him. I have to have a conversation with him after. I have to make another opportunity to buy his tickets or pay for his dinner or pay for dry cleaning or something, like, I don't know. And that motherfucker and his wife, they're the kind of people that sit through the credits. And I had to pee so fucking badly, and Millie had to pee so badly, and we just sat there through the entire credits with the lights on at that point, because they were watching him and having a conversation. And then when it was finally done and then they had the post-credits scene, I was able to turn to him and apologize again. And he was lovely and very nice, and he was dry at that point. And I just got the fuck out of there, but I'm never going to a movie again.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got to figure,
What did you put the drink on?
Just the table, man. I don't know what it hit. A pencil or an ice cube I wasn't aware of, or I'm just stupid because I was watching a movie and putting a drink down at the same time. Regardless, however I did it, it tipped and I punched it into his lap. Just like right into it. Like you couldn't have done it more offensively.
Like, I really I want people to go back and listen to the way you described putting a drink down, where you tried to get all of your guiltiness off of you. Oh, I put down a soda the normal way, flat style, regular, normal on a flat surface, and nothing was weird, and it was normal and regular.
Regulation
and then something happened.
And then a gentle ghost came in and spilled the drink.
Wish.
It's clearly I fucked up somehow. I just don't know I don't know what I hit or how I put it down wrong that made it do that. But it was definitely me who punched it into his lap trying to recover and going, "Oh no, like that at fucking full volume.
I think you need to be a Camelback drink guy at the show now to avoid that in the future. I think you just got to one of those satchels.
With Andrew, and you should start being a Camelback drink guy immediately.
The thing that scares me about this, I'm not going to do that, but the thing that scares me about this is I've been doing shit in twos lately. Like when I shit my pants last time, I shit my pants twice. When I pulled the fucking thing out of the gas pump, I did it twice. So I'm just going to avoid going to the movies for a long time from here on out because I'm so scared I'm going to do it again to somebody.
You should actually have to legally wear that camel. It's like a bright
like community service.
Yeah, like a warning. Like you're sitting next to a guy that doesn't know how to put a drink down.
It'd be like a beacon in a dark theater.
I as a 49-year-old man wanted to cry in public because I felt embarrassed and bad that I had inconvenienced a complete fucking stranger and his wife who were clearly on a date. And I don't know what was supposed to happen after the movie, but a clothes change was now involved. And I just feel like such an asshole. Such an asshole.
It's unpleasant being sticky. And to be sticky when it's not your fault.
And to have to be sticky when it's not your fault for so long. Like if I had done it to him in the last act, like 15 minutes to go, you're like, that sucks. But we were like, there was most of the movie left. It was a 2.5 hour movie and we were like an hour in maybe.
I'm going to be honest. If I was Millie, I probably would have just left you. I would have just walked out, I think.
Yeah.
I couldn't handle it.
I feel like I would have walked out if I was Geoff. I would have been like, let me go get you some napkins. And I never would have come back.
I can't do... Dude, I would have gone to my grave feeling like a monster if I had done that.
Millie laughing for like 10 minutes straight, just to me, if there was any doubt, proves that she is your daughter and there's no two ways about it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it was the highlight of her week for sure.
Could you imagine if you went to a movie, you and Gavin did what you are describing? You would have not stopped laughing through the entire film, Geoff.
I would have stood up and pointed at him while I laughed. Are you kidding? Oh my God. He better hope that never fucking happens around me because I will make it the worst day of his life already. It already is, and I'm gonna triple down on that. Yeah, no, there's no way. I deserve all of the Millie laughter, and I don't blame her. I would have done the same thing to her.
I like that there were 3 people in that movie theater not watching the movie for different reasons.
Yeah.
Here at the Regulation Podcast, so much of what we do is heightened by each other. Like I couldn't imagine doing this in any other group of people. They constantly elevate whatever is happening. I love Geoff and Eric and Nick and Gavin so much. And Shopify can provide the same thing for you in business. They're there to be your comedic duo of sorts and elevate your business to the next level because you can't do it by yourself. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business, from the launch your online shop stage to the first real-time store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million order stage? Shopify is there to help you grow, which is so important. Like all of that, when you're starting a business or a shop, knowing that you're going to be with someone that is there to support you through whatever your evolution is huge. And it takes so much pressure off because it's stressful starting something like this. So that to be able to have such an amazing partner guide you through no matter what your stage is fantastic. And it doesn't matter if you're selling Gerplers or grown tubes, Shopify is there to help you grow. It is something that is for us so important too. We release so many products that are completely unpredictable. So knowing that there's a service that like no matter where we want to go, we're going to be supported is huge. They have an all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. So wherever and whatever you're selling, they've got you. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout, up to 36% better compared to other leading commerce platforms. And you can sell more with less effort thanks to Shopify Magic, your AI-powered all-star. Who doesn't want an all-star on the team? That is fantastic. Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. Plus, Shopify's extensive help resources are there to support your success every step of the way because businesses that grow with Shopify. Shopify is fantastic. As people who have started their own business recently, being able to partner or work with a service like this that has you covered no matter the step is so big because you have so many other things going on. Having such a powerhouse behind you that will cover you no matter what you're going through as far as your business is huge. So please sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/face. All lowercase, go to shopify.com/face now to grow your business no matter what stage you're in. That is shopify.com/face, shopify.com/face. Well, are you saying you're not going to go see Borderlands? Since you're on a movie break, you're going to miss out on Borderlands?
I think I might miss out on Borderlands.
Opening at 0%, I think is now 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. Last time I checked.
How many movies open at 0%?
Not many.
I think maybe just this one. It might just be this.
Eric and I were talking about it yesterday. I kind of want to do a supplemental piece. Have we all played Borderlands?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
You never played it, Gavin? That's interesting.
I think I played it once.
Didn't we do a playthrough at Achievement Hunter that was all melee, no weapons? Were you not in that?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
I feel like with the games, there's such an established of like, okay, if you're gonna turn this into a movie, what do you need to do? I think it would be fun if we did a supplemental that was like, we are Regulation Productions and we've been assigned to make a Borderlands movie. What are the things that we feel are musts if you're going to try to adapt this? And then eventually watching the movie and seeing how many of those are actually in the film.
We were talking about this. This is what I was saying when we were doing a gameplay earlier, that Andrew had a great idea for a supplemental piece. Here's the way that I really see it going. We play the game for a little while. That's a gameplay. Then we do a draft of things that like essentially like we're filling 50 or whatever empty slots of what we think need to be in a Borderlands movie. And then from that, we get randomly generated bingo cards. And then we watch the movie and play bingo on Borderlands, hoping that the things that we think need to be in the movie are in the Borderlands movie. That I think would be so fun.
Maybe it's not even like making a bingo line. Maybe it's just like getting as many as you can.
Yeah.
It might be hard to come up with that many prompts that are good. This is a really interesting idea. This is a really interesting idea. I like this a lot. How do you think we could get enough of the story if we played? I assume we'd have to play Borderlands 1 because that would be parody with the movie, I would assume. So do we have to, do you think an hour of gameplay would be enough?
For us, yeah. Maybe not Gavin because he hasn't played it, but I think we've all probably played multiple Borderlands outside of Gavin.
Yeah.
Have like a 1 hour refresher of the first game and then just to be like, this is what they need to hit. I have like 7 things in my head immediately when I started thinking about it of like, you gotta do certain things. And I am not convinced the movie did any of them. I'm trying to avoid as much info as possible about the movie until we do this, because I just think it would be fun to go in as blind as I can.
I played
got that
Tales from
movie?
the Borderlands more than Borderlands. Yeah, whose movie is that?
That's a weird thing to answer, because it was originally directed by Eli Roth, but then he got replaced by Tim Miller for the reshoots. But it's
Oh, that's
credited as an
right.
Eli Roth movie.
Who's got it in our group?
I'm looking
Eric
right
does.
now. Oh,
Eric owns
fuck.
Borderlands.
guys, I got an idea for a supplemental. We do a thing where we try to see who can see the movie the most times.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, with
And
their
we do
own
it
money.
for Deadpool and Wolverine in honor of Jeff Spill.
Guys, wouldn't it be so fun as a community to see who could do the regulation most times seeing the Borderlands movie?
Who wants to be the regulation claptrap? I'm throwing it up to the audience.
And while you're doing that, why don't you lasso up a seat for Horizon, an American Saga Part 1?
First, you got to lasso Horizon Part 1. Bring it back to the theaters.
Oh, I'm sure it's in some theater somewhere. It's still playing in Oklahoma, I bet.
Speaking of M. Night Shyamalan, this is another thing I brought up to Eric that he suggested I bring up here. What is a movie, like when you are going to make a dinner you're excited about and like you prep everything and it's sort of like maybe fancier than you normally would, you go all out and then you fucking burn it and it's just like, this is ruined. Like you had all the pieces of what should be a delicious dinner, but it's just fucked. What is the movie equivalent of that for you? Because I just watched Glass.
Oh,
And I was so excited about it because I think Unbreakable is such a cool movie. And there's all this buildup. They got all the actors back. They got everything on paper you would need for a great movie, a continuation of Unbreakable. And it is just one of the most disappointing films I've seen.
I have the perfect answer for that. I'm copying the movie image right now. It's so funny you asked that. I was thinking about this movie just the other day.
Really?
Nick, you think Alien 3 was close to being great?
It could have been.
Envy.
Envy with Ben Stiller and Jack Black came out right when they were both exploding in popularity, and it was buried immediately. In this movie, one of the two, I think Ben Stiller, creates a thing called Vaporizer, which is a aerosol you spray on dog shit and it makes it go away. And then I think Jack Black tries to steal it from him or something. And it's them versus each other. It should be hilarious when they're both like at the top of their comedic chops at the time. And it was such utter shit. It was buried immediately and they tried to keep it from coming out at all.
Yeah, I remember seeing that in
Wow,
theaters and
that's
not
crazy.
enjoying it as a child.
Everything you need to make a funny movie. Jack Black, Ben Stiller, dog shit.
Surely, though, you can tell that it's shit at the read-through. I don't know how bad movies make it past the table read.
It's a great question.
I guess it depends, right?
There's got to be so much money involved that they go, well, there's all this money involved. We got to just do it. I guess.
And then there's bad direction.
There's
True.
bad direction. There's good scripts that get directed poorly, but I think there's also a little bit of hubris too. You know, like once you get to a certain level, and I'm not saying either of these two dudes had this because it was early in their career, but I think there's once you get to a certain level, you look at a script and you go, you know what? I'm good enough to make this work.
Yeah.
I'll just act the shit out of it, you know?
Like, I feel like the first Expendables movie sucks, but the script was never good. And the problem is ultimately you can't see anything that's happening in that movie and it's shot really poorly, which is not something you would know in the table read.
Wait, how can't you see it?
It's everything is dark and it's so like quickly edited. Like all of the action choreography is terrible in it where they're just cutting constantly. So you just have no sense of what's happening.
But by the way, Rachel Weisz, Christopher Walken, and Amy Poehler were all also in that Envy movie.
Whoa, really?
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a
I've never
cast.
even heard
It
of it.
had to have been bad because I have a distinct memory of seeing that in theaters and thinking that was not great. And that is all I remember about it.
I got another one while we're at it. Fucking.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Hold on a second. Let me look it up. Can't think of the name of it off the top of my head.
I couldn't think of anything more than Glass for me.
Gavin, do you have one?
A movie that... isn't that where we had the whole conversation about the tuxedo?
You think the tuxedo on paper would have been perfect? But they botched it somewhere.
What
along
about Beverly Hills Cop 3?
Beverly Hills Cop 3 is a great movie. I don't know why
What are you talking about?
I
What are you
can't believe
talking
you guys are getting into this on here. This is so funny.
I don't know what Andrew's doing. He seems to be saying he's seen all the Beverly Hills Cops and he
Yeah, I
thinks
don't
the
know why
action in
he's
3
not-
is the best. I don't think you've seen them.
I've seen him. What do you want from me?
I think it's like when you were giving your review of Minority
I asked you
Report.
I asked you to name a better action scene from either of the other ones. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for a real thing.
Wait. So what did you ask for?
I asked you to name a better action scene from either of the first 2 films. Then there's 1 and 3, and
Yeah.
I'm still waiting.
And I
Still
said
waiting.
the mansion scene in 1 and the cement truck in 2.
Mansion. What you think the mansion is good?
Okay, what about the opening scene in 1? He's in the truck. They're smashing the
Yeah.
place up. Shit gets smashed.
Yeah, they're driving around.
So what scene is better in 3?
The film as a whole, I think is.
You've never
No,
seen
he
it.
Every-
doesn't,
he's
he's
never
not, he
seen
doesn't know
it.
what you're talking about.
There's no way.
Here's another
I've
one that
seen
I
it.
actually have seen.
Yeah.
Screwed with Norm Macdonald, Dave Chappelle, Danny DeVito, and Sarah Silverman. A fake kidnapping movie. How is that a shitty movie? I challenge you to finish the film. As one of the world's biggest Norm Macdonald fans, and lucky enough to have an autograph of Norm Macdonald that Andrew got me, one of my prized possessions, I have never finished the film.
It
It's not
sounds like we've got
possible.
some contenders for some new watch-alongs.
You don't think I know about Beverly Hills Cop?
Oh
The
my
man
God,
is in
he's back.
Beverly Hills.
Okay, tell me what you've read on Wikipedia in the last 2 minutes. Go on.
All right, ask me any question about Beverly Hills Cop.
All right, who was not in 3 that was in 1 and 2?
Ask me any other question about Beverly Hills Cop.
Okay, which character from 1 wasn't in 2 but came back for 3?
The art dealer lady.
No.
Shit,
All right.
really? Fuck. Who was in 1? Who else would have been 1 that isn't in 2? I'm gonna be honest. I hadn't seen it when I made the comment in the Slack, and I tried to watch it all to catch up.
You're such a
this
menace,
recording.
dude.
Because I'm just I'm trying to get back at Gavin because I have some like playful Gavin beef recently. I was like, I feel like this is a thing I could get with him, and so I watched Beverly Hills Cop 1 in its entirety last night,
Good movie.
and I ran out of time
Solid movie.
on the second one, and the art dealer lady is the only person so far that was in the first that wasn't in the second. Because the Jeffrey guy, I'm blanking his name from Aliens, he's back in 1 and 2.
Paul Reiser.
Yeah, is the sheriff the guy he's back?
How about Bronson Pinchot? Is he in 2? I can't remember. I think he is though.
I think so.
No.
No, who's he?
What?
Who's Bronson?
He plays
Surge.
Balky Bartakamoose
Yeah, but
on Perfect Strangers.
Belky.
I don't know what you're saying.
Oh man.
I'm bad at character names.
He was the funniest part of the first movie. He's the guy who was at the restaurant with the wacky address or the wacky accent, and Axel Foley was like, "Get the fuck out of here!" And he's like, "No, dude, I cannot get the fuck out of here."
Espresso with a hint of lime.
They
That guy.
dragged him back out for the third one and
They
tried to
bring
make
him back
do
for the third?
Yeah, they tried to make him do the same shit. But apparently, I read this in the trivia. Apparently, Eddie Murphy was so depressed that how shit the movie was that he wasn't even there for that scene. So it's like a whole scene where they're doing I guess trying to do all that ad lib stuff again, except he's just ad libbing with the director, and then they had to shoot Eddie Murphy separately.
Seeing that last night really took the sales out of Jeremy Piven in Rush Hour 2. It made it feel like what he was doing there is a lesser of what was being done. Beverly Hills Cop 1, that character.
They had no idea what to expect when he did that character. They were like, just do a vaguely European accent. And he just made that up on the spot. And they were like, supposedly it was one of the hardest scenes they've ever to film to get through in the whole movie because nobody could keep a straight face through him.
I am enjoying 2. I didn't realize it was a Tony Scott movie till the credits, obviously, in the beginning.
Number 3 is definitely not a Tony Scott movie.
No. He tapped out at 2. I'm excited to see 3. Honestly, the reason why I said it is because you're so annoyed that I like the most recent Matrix the most out of all of them. I was trying to tap into that again.
Well, that is annoying.
But that's just factual.
What's your playful Gavin beef that you have going? Let's
talk about playful Gavin
yeah,
beef.
please.
I had to host a live stream the other week, last week.
Yeah.
Dude.
Had to host a live stream because Nick and Eric were away, and it was a disaster. Tried my best. I was trying to make it work. I had video on one feed. I had audio on the other feed. I was flipping around. Gavin is saying, yeah, this isn't working. That's not working. He has no solutions. The man has no idea.
I'm not
And-
freaking, I don't have OBS open. I don't know what you're fumbling around with. And my main beef, the whole reason I went in with this isn't, I didn't have beef. My main issue is that you showed up at 4:58 because
We
you
talked
had the
about-
big dump.
Yeah, we talked about why. Yeah, listen. That was an unexpected thing. My stomach was upset. That threw off my whole calendar. That was the beginning of it not going well. We need to go back to the previous day, though, where I said, I don't know what I'm doing. It was the three of us, and it was like, who's going to stream? And I said, I don't know what I'm doing. Meanwhile, Geoff is streaming every day, and Gavin's done a few streams. I'm the only one who doesn't stream, and I'm like, hey, I'll do it. I'll try, but I don't know what
You
I'm
stream
doing.
more than both of us. You played all
No,
of
I
Donkey
don't.
Kong.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
You Donkey Kong? You did Halo?
I only know how to stream on my PlayStation. I can't do anything
I only know how to
else.
stream on my Xbox, where there's no other audio feeds.
I've only streamed from my pinball machine.
This is great.
That's
Nick,
so-
Nick, we have jobs for life. We're set. This is great.
Eric, Gavin was pointing, hey, your audio's off. This is off. Your this
Oh.
is broken. Why don't you do this?
I was
You should do that.
relaying what was being said in the chat
It was
so
ve-
that
it
we
was
could
very
try and
clear.
fix it. Just in
No, it was
case
very
you
clear.
didn't know what wasn't working. And also,
No, I knew what it
let's show
wasn't
up to
working.
streams more than 2 minutes before it starts.
I did. Okay, first of all,
He
you're
had a
gonna
butthole
tell me.
problem, though.
You're gonna
We've all
tell me
had
He had a
butthole
butthole problem, but he
problems.
sat down with his butthole about probably 10 minutes too. Why didn't we
You're
have a
gonna
test about 20
wait,
minutes
wait,
earlier?
no. Wait, you're gonna tell me that I should show up quicker than 2 minutes before a thing? You're gonna tell me that? You're gonna say that to me right now?
I don't know why there's applause, because you were the one who had to be hosting. If it's not something you're comfortable with, let's all get together about 4:30 and just make sure everything's all right.
Well, based on the feedback you had, you wouldn't have helped anyway. You
What do
had
you
no
mean? All I was
solutions.
saying was the audio's too loud or too low. I don't know.
Yeah,
what you've got
I
going
know
on.
that. I'm
Diddly-
aware of that. We
You're
know the same
dealing
thing.
with it in Discord. Does that even affect OBS? I don't know.
I have no idea either. I have no clue. Gavin's
That's
just
my
telling me all
point.
the things I know are
Nick.
broken.
Nick, never leave.
I love that Gavin is factually correct, but what he is leaving out is the snickering and the laughing and
No,
the
no,
minging
he's
that
not.
he was doing the entire time.
What you're saying, like what Gavin is saying, is absolutely factually correct. What isn't coming through here is, and without even watching it, I know what it is. It's Andrew trying to fix it, feeling so flustered because he doesn't know how to fix it, but trying to. And Gavin just goes, and then Gavin goes, sounds low. And it's like,
No. It's not just that. It's not just that. Before we started, I said, Nick, if their audio's messed up, how do I fix it? And he's like, you can increase it in Discord. And so when people are complaining about it, I started raising it in Discord, and then Gavin's saying, what you doing it in Discord for? Watch it on the OBS.
I was asking, does what you do in Discord even get reflected in OBS?
That's
I'm
not
asking
what you
questions.
asked.
I don't
It
know.
was never phrased as a question. It was always a statement of what are you doing?
Gavin is retelling this so helpfully.
oh, absolutely.
It was zero help.
Okay, what did I actually say?
I described it later as
What
it was
did I
like I was drowning, and he said, hey, you're drowning. And it's like, no shit. Could you help? Are you going to help?
Hey, he goes, hey, don't drown.
Yeah.
I equated it afterwards. I posted a picture of a car that crashed into a lamppost
Yeah.
with the quote, "You can't park there, mate."
So then it was a disaster. We made it through.
I think I was a bit mingy at how late we got started, and we only stream for 1 hour a week. You think we should probably get it in order? So I was just worried that we were going to have an hour of crap.
And instead, we had a hilarious hour of you two arguing while I sat back and watched.
And I would have been there, but I had an hour of crap, Gavin. I tried. And if any of you fucks would have been willing to take it on, we would have had an alternate option.
Well, we need to know this. You didn't say anything. If you had an hour of crap, how about a little message in Slack saying, "Hey, my asshole's exploding,
I was
leaking out."
exploding.
Get on Slack and tell us we're there at 4:58. wondering where you are. You've said nothing. You've said nothing.
I will say we were sweating a little bit. It was a little nerve-wracking.
I was sweating.
And I am a person who was afflicted with terrible doo-doo all day long, every day. I've already taken 4 shits today. But I shit with my butt. I could use my hands to type. Well, even the worst poop, I could probably still be like.
I've kept people informed I'm going to be late because of shitting. I feel like I was late to a gameplay recently because I kept wiping and it wasn't clean.
It's true. You were late to a gameplay because you had a dirty butt. I remember.
Yeah, I had to do like 2 courtesy flushes to get it all off.
Anyway, here, I agree. It would have been better if I was there earlier. Completely agreed.
If you told us.
Doesn't matter. That
if
is
you said,
irrelevant.
hey, someone else
you had a
to set
whole
up the
day.
stream. What do you mean I had a whole day? What?
The day before. It doesn't matter. We're circling around things that don't matter. I'm annoyed at Gavin. Playfully. I'm not really annoyed, but Gavin, you're ridiculous. You're insane.
Respectfully, playfully.
Respectfully. The next
Andrew
day.
came into my
The
stream.
next day, I hear, oh, guess who's streaming? Guess who's got a stream set up? They're all of a sudden leading the charge. I check Gavin's stream. This motherfucker has got 4 different camera feeds. 4 camera feeds. I'm trying to run 1 camera in audio. He's got 4 feeds. He's talking about re-rigging pinball machines to make it optimal for streaming.
Oh, yeah,
He's the
but it took
streaming
me-
wizard.
It
He's
took me ages to
streaming
do
all
that.
over.
It took me freaking ages. And I didn't just decide to do it 2 minutes before I started. There was tons of prep.
I didn't decide to do it 2 minutes before I started either. I decided when neither of you were willing to do it. And then I tried to prep for it, and it didn't work. And you're like, I don't know how any of this works. Next day, 4 camera feeds.
I'm still learning.
Listen,
4
to
feeds.
be fair, Andrew, I did consider hopping in and trying to take over the stream, but this just seemed a lot funnier. And so from a
4 feeds.
From a producer standpoint, I felt like it made more sense to let you guys flounder.
I
That's fair.
respect that completely. And then you floundered in a different way on a thing we did later, and it was funny to see your approach to floundering.
What did I
opposed to
flounder on?
The Mario Party stream.
Oh my
Absolute
God.
flounder.
Oh my God. Fuck me.
I've got to tell this story.
Wait, what
Fuck
happened
me.
with that? I unfortunately wasn't there. What happened?
Nothing. It was fine. We had a great stream.
That's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing you're floundering. What's going on?
Days before, someone, I think Andrew, was ahead of the game. He was saying everyone needs to be wired into your Switch, right? Because of the way it does these lobbies. If people are on Wi-Fi, they'll drop out. It's a pain in the ass. So we're all like figuring out, like, oh, the older docks don't have Ethernet, so we have to get USB adapters. But I have a new dock that does have Ethernet straight into it, so I was good. I don't need my old adapter. So I brought it all the way to boat day, and I brought it on the boat. I handed it over to Geoff. We go back. Jeff's dropping out of the game left and right. Discover he's put the USB to Ethernet adapter in his Switch dock. He's put in an Ethernet cable into that and connected the other end of the Ethernet cable into a Wi-Fi extender.
Which is the best I can do because all of my computer setup is upstairs, 150 feet away
But
from...
you're still on Wi-Fi.
But at least I'm connected to a signal extender. How can it not be enough? I was running a speed test. No, shut up for a second. Shut up for a second. How can it not be fast enough when I have 800 down in the same fucking room and 900 up? How is it not fast enough?
The gameplay audio was slugging the entire time. Outside of
How
when
is it
Geoff
not
would
fast
drop.
enough? How is a gigabit internet connection, 5 gigabit internet connection not fast enough? It's
words.
fucking bullshit.
2 words, dropped packets. So you've got the speed, but it's unstable.
Correct.
Geoff dropped out like 5 or 6 times.
Well, I'm sorry that I can't reconfigure my entire house from a 2-story home to a 1-story home where I can
Reconfigure.
set up a fucking computer downstairs in my living room where my internet connection is.
I could have given you like a 50-meter Ethernet cable.
Yeah, apology accepted, dude. It's okay. Just, next time, I'm sure you can figure something out, right?
Hey, you know what? Step 1 is showing up for the event.
And I
Great
also
work.
like that.
You did great, man. Step 1, you crushed
did.
it.
4 of us did an awesome job
Yeah.
arriving at the event. 1 of us did not. So one of us can shut the fuck up.
Nah, it was funny then. It didn't really cause any problems. My favorite part, though, was that as Geoff was futzing around trying to rejoin the game, he accidentally paused his audio.
No. Not when he was futzing around trying to rejoin the game. Geoff's controller died, and he didn't know how to fix it. And he didn't know if they had another controller. So then he left to get another controller. Then he couldn't figure out how to connect that controller. And in the middle of that futzing, which was like an hour into a 3-hour recording, he turned off his audio.
It was a really fun stream, though.
Recording.
But then I caught it and fixed it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
An hour later.
Yeah.
That's why we have Craig.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just saying that was all the issues were on you in a way that I don't think I've seen since we've been doing this. And it was fun to see you flounder.
So what I'm saying is put me in charge of streaming. I clearly have it under control. You definitely want me at the helm.
I've certainly established that I also should maintain my status. I just need to go through. I need to do one where I'm hosting with Nick there. And then it'll be, once I learn what the dials do, I'm fine. I just don't know what anything does.
There are dials?
And I think my setup is not correct. I think what you sent me, Nick,
are you talking about?
What
dials?
all of them. Listen, there's a slide that goes left, it goes right, all the things. Some things have negative numbers.
There's a giant comical switch on the wall. Electricity is shooting out.
I don't know. My board is shooting blue lights. The X on it is blue. I don't know what's happening. There's 4 mute buttons on this thing, but there's 1 mic. I don't know what I'm doing with this. There's 5. There's 5 mute buttons and then an angry button on this thing.
This is fucking great.
Gavin, what does the angry button do?
That makes a bleep. After we stop recording, you should press record and make a tutorial on the Go XLR based on what you think everything does.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Ooh.
Well, I think
you explain streaming to us.
Yeah.
Most of it makes sense. Okay, Mike, I get it. That makes sense. Chat, I'm not certain about that. That feels kind of confusing because chat is text. Unless it means chatting as in talking.
What the hell?
In which case, would that not be Mike?
Isn't that us? Like, if you turn that down, don't we go quiet?
Oh, okay. That would make sense. And then music feels strangely specific to have a whole slider on. And then system makes sense to me. That's like what you're the piping in. Like if you're doing gameplay or whatever. I'd assume that would go there. I still don't know what the angry button does. And I don't know why there's a mic port at the bottom of the mic thing.
This is my favorite segment we've ever
You
done.
mean the headphone jack?
No, there's a mic next to the headphone jack. There's a mic jack next to the headphone jack.
An XLR jack?
No, it's like a 3.5. It's probably for just a different type of mic.
Okay. So if I wanted to run like a rock band mic through that, I would do it that way.
Yeah.
Try it.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
I've been really into Rock Band recently. I kind of missed it when it came out. I just bought all of the Guitar Hero and Rock Band games. I think I'm gonna go.
Do you do the singing?
As always, more of a drum guy. But I was bad at it because I didn't realize you could just hold the foot pedal down, so my leg would cramp up after like 3 songs. I think I'm gonna be a guitar guy though, because it's just the easiest to do at your desk.
That's fine.
I don't think the singing would be good.
Those games are a lot of fun till you hit your own personal wall and realize you'll never get better, and then it gets frustrating as hell.
I just want to go through the career modes. Like I'm not trying to like perfect anything or get better times or scores. I guess you don't get times in Rock Band. That'd be weird. Beat the song faster.
I beat Battery by Metallica in like a minute and a half.
Dude, I got Freebird to under 2.5 minutes. It's crazy. I'm on the leaderboard.
Speed running Rock Band 2.
Did Buckethead in 60 seconds.
It's the entire playthrough is just it's just nothing's right.
Do you want to hear my life hack?
I'd seen my notes. You've been teasing it.
It's a life hack that was pretty good for 2 weeks and now is a tremendous face.
Ah.
Oh, hell yeah.
So my office, right, it got a lot of shit in it. Got multiple computers. It's too up. So I drilled a hole in the wall and I put all the shit in the next room. And now my office is nice and cool.
You drilled a hole in the wall?
Wait,
Yep.
See, this is why I don't know to drill.
Oh,
He's gonna do irresponsible stuff with it.
So when you say you drill a hole in the wall, I understand. It's just not where my head went when you said it the first time. Okay. I think I
What did you think?
now. That you drilled a fucking hole in the wall. That you just got to drill, put it in the wall, and that was it.
Oh, for airflow?
Yeah, like you were trying out your new glory hole technology, just throwing it in like your office.
Like he was Nicholson in The Shining with his head sticking through.
Well, for a start, there's no hole for the balls, so it's not a glory hole. So the computers now are both in the other room with the cables coming back into my office for the monitors.
And how is that a face?
Because I decided that I want to stream from my pinball machine, which is in that room. And now I'm hotter than ever trying to play pinball. I'm just sweating all over myself. I did my first stream, and I'm just sweating because I put everything in the same room.
I forgot about, sorry to just a quick detour with Gavin streaming. I was still very annoyed about all of Gavin's helpful tips during my stream. So I just wrote in his chat, your audio's low. And it brought me so much joy that Gavin took that as a real note. And he's like, no, actually, I think it's because I was speaking away from the mic. I have a history of fading. And then all the other comments were like, no, the audio's fine. And then Meg said, oh, that was Andrew wrote that. And you're like, oh.
You got me. I didn't see your name, but I heard the comment, I think.
You did. Yeah. You heard it and you didn't register it was for me, so you took it as real, which I didn't anticipate. And I don't think your chat was amused by my fake note. Oh, well, I'm glad that your stream setup's fucked.
Yeah. My office, though, nice and cool.
That's great. That's awesome. I'm glad. How's the oxygen levels?
For that, I might need to drill a big hole.
I don't mean this as a criticism, but do you live in a 90s arcade? I'm just looking at your floor. What?
You don't like the
That's
rug I
cool.
bought?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yep.
I like it a lot. It's just, is that the entire floor?
Yeah.
That's great.
Well, I've got pinball machines in there, so I wanted a rug.
No, that's totally, yeah. Absolutely.
For the
Fix it.
audience who can't see it, it's a carpet or rug that looks it's like a black spacey with bright colorful rings. It looks like a 90s arcade carpet.
It looks like what would be in a movie theater arcade.
Yeah.
A little side step into it. Whoa, pixels is what that's what that carpet says.
Should we talk about boat day?
I'd love to hear about boat day.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you have enough time?
I guess this one's gonna go long, man.
No,
if we're gonna talk
no.
about boat
we
day
can do it
here.
next episode.
What if
Why
we
don't
do
we
it next
save
episode?
it?
Yeah, why don't we
Okay.
save boat day?
I have a
Yeah.
little thing I can talk about that blew my mind. That's really dumb. And it's obvious. This is let me just state this. This is one of those things I've never really thought about. And I think it's insane that this is how this works. But this is a definite me thing. I just processed. I was talking to some people. I never realized that the engagement ring and the wedding ring were two different things. And that seems insane that we're buying two rings. We're getting two rings.
Wait, so you thought it just changed its name?
Yeah, no, like I'm with
I
you,
just
dude.
assumed
Like,
it
I
was
didn't
all
know.
part of the same. Like you get the ring
Yeah,
and then
had no idea.
okay.
Andrew, I'll do you one better. I didn't know until my third marriage.
Okay.
what?
I feel a lot better about
what?
this.
What the fuck?
The first two marriages, we just bought a wedding ring.
But didn't you wear one?
Yeah, it was just like that was it. There was no engagement ring. It was just a wedding ring. I didn't know about the difference between the two.
How'd you propose?
Oh Christ! With my mouth. I think I was proposed to. I don't remember. Who can remember? It was so long ago. But yeah, it wasn't like the first time I proposed was with like a 99-cent ring from a fucking gumball thing.
Oh.
Are you Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 3?
No, I was 20 years old in fucking Alabama.
God, it's too bad you weren't Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible 3. That's way cooler. It's a way better version of that.
I agree.
I'm glad. That was the thing where I didn't know if that was like the shift key type thing where to me is like, I just learned this and everyone's like, how do you not?
No.
I'm always paranoid about this. Well, that was not as big of a deal as I thought it was. But you know what is a big deal? Brazil, not Brazil, fuck.
What?
Dude, you shouldn't be a countries guy. This is not good.
Jamaica got a goal.
Oh, no.
Jamaica hit the over. Jamaica hit
Damn
the
it.
over today.
Oh, fuck. U.S. beats Serbia. Oh, man. The U.S. was down by like 14 there in the fourth
Yeah,
quarter.
it was really bad. They came back big way. Big.
I've been enjoying keeping count of all of our medals. I've been keeping my eyes on Kazakhstan in a way I never thought I would. They're one away from hitting that over, and I think I'm an under on them.
I think I should have done it the other way around because I start this competition doing really well and I can only go downhill from there.
Just watching you fall apart. It's great.
Because the minute it starts, you have a flawless card, what none of us don't.
Yeah.
And if you can just ride that high, there's joy in that. The problem is, if you watch the Olympics, you're cheering for nobody to ever win a gold medal, which makes it less fun.
I want the countries not on the list to win.
That's fair. Have you seen any countries that you're upset about winning? Like you knew that you had the under on, and you're like, oh fuck, that might be a problem.
I haven't seen any Olympics yet.
Oh, you've missed all the Olympics?
Yeah.
That's too bad.
That's sad.
At all?
Yeah, haven't seen it.
Wow.
Not a big Olympics guy. Never been.
It hasn't been hiding.
Remember when I got attacked for being like, wait, you saw Trap after Eric said you saw Trap? Jeff just did it. Jeff just did what I said.
I did.
It's a common
100% did it. The
common thing.
incredulous, like, did you mean what you just said? That's crazy.
It happens. It's a grammar.
does.
People talk.
Really?
Things exchange.
Wow.
Yeah,
I hit up the World Cup and
crazy.
the Euros, but Olympics I leave.
Really? You're not like ever an Olympics guy, so this isn't just an off year for you? You don't watch them regularly?
No.
Oh, it's the best.
That's
Gavin,
what a shame.
I'm with you. I don't watch the Olympics at all.
What a shame.
I'm
I'm sure I'll like it. I just haven't really ever gotten into it. I need someone to start.
I don't know that your country gives you a lot of reason to be into it, but for countries like America, they're real good at stuff physically. It's a lot of fun to watch.
Well, there's like 330 million people here.
Yeah. And we're all really fast.
Who do you think's the fastest?
I feel like U.S. over indexes in track and field.
out of you four,
What?
who do you think could run the fastest 100-meter?
Oh, probably Nick.
Really?
Yeah.
Why Nick?
I guess we talked about this. He was a kid.
Okay,
He's like,
wait. Gavin, who do you think it is?
That's a good point.
100-meter.
That's I asked you. I asked you to answer the question.
I then just started thinking about everyone else. I was like, well, yeah.
Right. That's kind of all it took for me.
Do you think it changes with more or less distance?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
I think it does. I think stamina would play a big difference in it.
Who has more stamina than Nick?
Yeah, good question.
Oh, I don't mean for first. I meant second through fourth.
Oh, okay. So we're figuring out who's competing for silver and bronze.
I mean, there's 3 fucking medals at every competition, right?
Well, okay. Why don't we do 100 meters and then a 1500?
Listen, 1,500 is a fucking lot, first of all. But I am of an age. I read on the internet 6 months ago or so, and maybe we talked about this. I am of an age where they said that people over 45 years of age should never run at a full sprint again for the rest of their lives.
What, like risk of injury, or it's just bad for the organs?
just risk of injury. Just like your body's not able to handle it at that age. And I feel like I'm in great fucking shape for a 49-year-old. I rode 20 miles this morning on my bike, but why push it? Well, all TikTok is like old dudes agreeing to run down the street, somebody going go, and then 10 steps later, a guy
shit.
pulling up going, my ACL.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy.
But people are younger now when they're old.
Yeah, I am, and I'm going to stay younger while I'm old.
Like, I was looking up the ages back to Beverly Hills Cop. Do you know how old this guy is in this movie?
35.
16.
He's literally 35.
What?
No.
Yeah.
No,
I'm older than him.
Oh no.
Whoa, what?
That's fucked.
Had to deal with Axel
Damn.
Foley is what happened.
That's true. It's pretty stressful, man.
That'll age you.
I showed a
Um,
picture of Taggart from Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah.
the straight man of the Taggart.
Yeah.
And who's the other guy?
Billy Rosewood.
Billy Rosewood. That's it.
We should wrap this one up because we have to do another one today, and we are on to time for sure. And I know there's a lot more to talk about. I just want to make sure it gets in another episode full style.
Can I just make one note I thought was weird while watching Beverly Hills Cop? It's in that photo. Taggart, the guy behind him, plays Andrew. The only other movie I recognize him from is Deliverance, where he also plays Andrew. I thought that was odd.
He's in RoboCop.
I don't even remember him in RoboCop. Who's he in RoboCop?
I think he's one of the.
Fuck.
I think he's Executive Andrew.
Shit. Good thing I'm Johnny
Jeff,
Caviar.
Andrew did a really good intro, so now you do a really good outro.
Who's been the most Andrews in movies?
Interesting. Interesting.
We should all find the actors who have played our names the most times.
I like
All
it.
right. Well, we'll have that ready for you next episode. Thanks for listening to Regulation Podcast. This was the 15th version or episode of this bullshit. Maybe you liked it. I hope you did. If not, keep it to yourself.
Bernard.
And we'll see you next week.
Andy Davis.
You go to patreon.com/theregulationpod and check out everything we have going on over there. But I guess that's neither here nor there. Bye.
Andy Dufresne. Andrew Beckett.
Is
lot
Andy
of
always short for Andrew?
I think so. Anyway.
No way.
So Andy in Toy Story was Andrew?
Yeah.
I don't know that you can claim that.
Yeah, nice try.
I just did. Try to fucking stop me. I'll do it again.
Fair enough.